Hi there, Michael McQueen here. If you're leading a franchise network in Australia, get set. 2026 is going to be a very big year, apparently. So, according to IBIS World, some modelling released a few weeks ago, the industry is going to crack $200 billion in revenue in 2026. But I guess making the most of the uplift that's coming for the sector is going to depend on a couple of things, not just the market broadly, but also how you navigate three key trends as I look to next year. And as I work with players in this sector, these are the three trends that stand out to me. The first of these is we need to focus on tech that actually truly serves the customer. We've heard a lot about generative AI in the last few years, but agentic AI is where the game is going to be at. So agentic AI right now is moving from pilots to very practical tools. So things that answer queries for customers, booking, upselling, reselling, fixing issues in real time for your market. And if you use this stuff well, it actually shortens wait times, it frees your people up to build relationships with customers. But if you use it badly, it creates broken experiences, distrust, irritation, frustration. So the lesson right now for any business, but especially in the franchise space, is start with a clear customer problem and make sure there's human oversight. We're going to have humans involved and measure the outcomes. Don't just do a whole lot of flashy demos, because we talk a lot about the hype curve in AI right now, and a lot of agentic programs in the coming few months are going to be scrapped because they've got no guardrails or no clear ROI. They're not actually adding value to the business. So 2026 is going to be all about value when it comes to AI, not just releasing another headline chasing development. Second trend is around generational change. This has been a big focus of mine over the last number of years, especially looking at Generation Z, who aren't just emerging. They're not the next generation, they are here. They're about a quarter of Australia's workforce right now, but they're going to be about a third within the next few years. And if you look in the retail space, especially in the franchise sector, they are overrepresented. And so they're a very different generation. From a staffing standpoint, they want purposeful work, they want flexibility, they want leaders who listen. So if your recruitment, onboarding, your store experience feels like it's 2015, you're going to lose them. And you'll also lose the customers who think like them. And so this challenge of engaging Gen Z, not just as staff, but also as consumers, is a real focus of my work, especially in the retail sector and the personal services space, and especially right now from a franchising standpoint. The third trend is interesting, and that is what I often refer to as the human shift, like this focus on change fatigue. How do we navigate that well? And I've worked with a number of franchise groups in the last 12 to 18 months, and I've got to say the one thing I've noticed with all of them is leaders are facing a bit of a crisis, and that crisis is change fatigue. After years of disruption, upheaval, people are tired and they are cautious. They've learned to brace for the next big rollout or restructure or new technology we're going to roll out across the network. And the brands that are going to thrive well in 2026 are the ones who can manage the psychology of change as deliberately as they manage the operational side of change. So that means designing communication that acknowledges the fear of loss, the sense of uncertainty that often your people are feeling, and creating a sense of ownership rather than compliance. Because when people feel like they're part of the story, they're not going to resist the change, they're not going to resist the future, they help to build it. So as we look at 2026, those are the three forces that really will define success in the franchise sector. Technology that enhances humanity, that's the key. A new generation who demands different things, both as customers but also as staff. And just that human shift that reminds us that real transformation always starts with changing people's minds, not just changing strategies and systems. And if you can lead through these changes and trends, you won't just adapt to the years ahead, you'll shape what comes next. But the time to act is now.